Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I have a sleeping disorder. I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
Moon Knight is a superhero show with archaeological adventure and psychological thriller. Which part of this project attracted you the most?
When I first heard about it, there wasn't that much information given to me. They told me she's an Egyptian woman, and I was like, I'll do it.
And now you're part of the MCU. What was your first reaction when you received the invitation?
Oh my gosh, I cried. I was so happy. It's really overwhelming, and then you can't share it with people, you know? So I was always like, is this real? Is it gonna stay? What's gonna happen? But it was really cool.
It might be hard to keep this secret.
It's hard, but then after a while, you realize it's more fun to keep it a secret.
And Layla is an original character for the show. What can you tell us about her?
She's complex, she's a woman. And you know, you see her, she's strong, she's vulnerable, she just goes after what she wants, and she's an archaeologist. She really believes in the importance of preserving what a country has for themselves, and that history should be experienced by the people of that country. And so she's kind of like a Robin Hood. You know, if she sees somewhere it shouldn't be, she's like, I'm gonna take it over there instead, and gets herself into trouble at times.
I can't tell the difference between life and dreams.
And Layla is the first Arab Middle Eastern character in the MCU. And she's complex, she's pretty badass. So how do you see the importance of her in terms of representativity?
Well, I don't think that you can have a universe without diversity. So it feels just right that Marvel is bringing in people from different cultures to also complete that. It feels like Layla starts off very confused and uncertain and not sure how to also, be around the situation. But throughout the journey, we see her take control and start to trust herself more and take charge. And I think that that's always an exciting arc for a woman to watch in another, or like me to experience, in someone, because to find your voice and to be able to take your space, that's what I wish for every woman.
Yeah, and as someone who has a closer contact with the Egyptian culture, do you think that the series managed to avoid tropes that are recurring in other North American productions?
Yeah, 100%. Mohammed Diab, that was one of his main goals, was how he wanted to represent Egypt in a way that we don't always see it. And Egypt has an incredible energy, and he really brings that to the screen. And then also with the backdrop of the mythology that was done in such a tasteful way, not like a romanticized, glorified kind of big way. It was really grounded. I think that's what makes it really special.
And Oscar Isaac said that one of his biggest challenges was acting with himself because of the multiple identities. So I gotta ask you if it was hard to act with different versions of Oscar Isaac.
He's so good. It was like I was with a different person. That made it really easy because I could just work off of that person. I didn't have to sit and imagine anything. But yeah, it would be funny because sometimes I would be sitting and waiting or doing something, and I would see him come out of the set as someone, go back in as Steven, come out as Mark, and it was like in the same 2 hours. I was like, oh my gosh, he really did such an amazing job.
I want to know, what was your biggest challenge in Moon Knight?
I want to say my biggest challenge was really trusting myself, because this character isn't in the comics, and it was really important for me to not just try to, look at actors or people that I've seen in the West, but to think, what would an Arab woman who has gone through these situations be like? And I had to look at myself and the women around me from there. And I realized maybe the way she is a little different. Someone might watch it and be like, why is she acting that way? But for me, that felt real. And the challenge was to finally trust myself and say, I cannot try to portray what I think other people want. I have to just do what feels right. And we'll see how people like it.
And without giving too much, can you share any favorite moments that you had during the production of the show?
The stunts were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was gonna have to do stunts. So then when I trained for 2 months, and that was so hard, it kicked my butt. And then to be able to choreograph and then film it and learn how it's done was really cool.
That's nice. And we'll see the 4th season. The fans gotta watch and etc. But the Marvel universe never stops. So can we expect the return of Layla in the future? Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see.
Embrace the chaos.